Hey guys, this is Yu from Coffee Fukuoka. Today we'll be looking at how you can store your coffee. Now, there's many ways actually to store your coffee, and as you may have read in the module, there are pretty much four main ways. And I usually like to put my coffee in this type of a mason jar. It can be an airtight container, but it doesn't have to be. And the reason is because the coffee still gives off gas after you buy it, after it's been roasted, and sometimes you need to let the gas escape. The reason is because if the gas is, if it accumulates inside, the coffee is going to start to sweat, and you don't want that. Now, if you buy a mason jar and you put your coffee inside, at least open it once a day or twice a day, and that should be fine. The reason that we also use airtight containers, there's a reason, is because you don't want oxygen to enter inside. You don't want the air to touch the coffee because that will degrade the coffee faster. Now, nowadays, when you buy coffee, the coffee bag is not like this, where you rip it off and then you have to put it inside something. Nowadays it comes with a ziplock, or it comes with this kind of like a closed, you can close it by yourself and it keeps it pretty much airtight. And usually the bags nowadays are very opaque, so no light hits it. And you also have this thing, it's called a valve, and it allows the coffee gas to escape, but it doesn't allow the air outside to come inside and degrade the coffee. So this is a really useful bag. Usually a lot of coffee shops who are very particular about their coffee, they will usually have these kinds of bags. And usually the old generation coffee shops, especially in Japan, they don't use this, so you have to have your own bag ready. Another way you can be smart is when you have this kind of bag and you buy coffee from someone who only has this bag, you can use this bag. You can put the coffee from here inside here. That's another way to do it. Now, another way is very interesting. You can use a wine bottle, and there's some coffee shops that serve their coffee beans inside wine bottles. The reason is because coffee is very similar to wine, and coffee needs to breathe, and the cork in the wine bottle does that. So that's one way. But if you cannot fit the cork inside, you can just use, one of those fillers, and then just open once or twice a day, and you can just leave it in your wine bottle. I would suggest, if it's very hot, you put it in a cellar or cupboard, or you keep it in the refrigerator or freezer. When you're putting it in the fridge or freezer, make sure that the air does not go inside, because the coffee will absorb all the smells and it will act like a sponge. So be careful. And if it's cold outside, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to keep it somewhere else, but just avoid it from direct sunlight. That's the best way to keep your coffee. Alright guys, I hope you were able to get a lot of information from this. I will see you in the next module.